All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while here at Midnight Mongoose 40K. I've been a little busy with work, haven't been traveling and whatnot, but here we are, and we're here. We're going to talk about our lists and the decisions we made leading up to our April major here. 150 players at the Tennessee Elite Open coming this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7 rounds, which talking to the TEO Frank is going to allow us to stream again like we streamed last year with our Eldar. But this year we're going to take our Votann Hearthband. And before we get to that, though, I'm going to talk about our list and the previous event that we went to a few weeks ago now at Guild Vault Games, where we got to really practice some theories that we had, where we were able to determine some things that were true, that we were kind of play testing, and what's kind of going to lead us to the direction of our list right now. So let's start with that Guild Vault RTT. So let's go to this. So this was a practice RTT that we had prior to again, a little extended work trip we went to. As you can see, this was on March 21st, and we had 30 players here for this. Now, we took, we'll just go right into it. So, spoilers, we walked away with that, scoring pretty well with a different take on a Hearthband list. And we really took the lessons we learned from this event, plus some updates that happened in the balanced data slate, really kind of drove us to our current list here. So let's kind of show you what this was here initially, and then we'll kind of go through it. So, I just want you guys to think I'm just firing off the hip and just coming up with some crazy ideas. So for here, this was our practice TEO Hearthband list. Now, we knew that this was the last event that we'd get to go practice and our last practice games, because like I said, I was traveling for the last 2 weeks or so for work. So we brought an Arcanist Evaluator. We had Beery Angerson. We had an E-Champ with a hammer. And we went double call for this event. We had one unit of Hearthkin Warriors with our Ion Blasters, a High-Las Auto Gun, and the Missile Launcher. A Capricus Carrot. We went triple Sagittars with High-Las Beams. We did double Berserks with our Concussion Mauls and the Grenade Launchers. We went 10, 20, 25 Iron Hearthguard, and we went a little different here. We had they all had plasma guns, but we decided to rock 10 with the plasma blade gauntlets. Again, I was expecting a lot of Necrons and that -1 damage. Well, let's just shove a bunch of lethal damage one at them. We had 2 units of High Pioneers. We had Jaegers, and then we had a Capricus Defender actually with the High-Las Rotary Cannon and the smoke launchers. And I gotta tell you, the Defender actually did quite well for us. He was able either to score a lot of points or bait out more expensive reactions from our opponents. So I was pleasantly surprised and very pleased with how that went down. Again, in this event, we played against Ultramarines list. We played against the triple Land Raider Custodes list, and we ended up playing against a Khorne Demonkin World Eaters. It was super crazy in the finals there, but we were able to get that. In case you didn't know, this Bobby Bobblestone thing, that's Frank, the silly goose, the TEO tournament organizer there. But yeah, and also the Mongoose, right? We were able to take first, third, and fourth place in there. So that was kind of cool with all that. But with all that being said, let's go back to here. We had some good lessons learned, right? So we were able to play with just the plasma. We did no Thunderkin, right? Which is usually, you see me running approximately 12 to 15 Thunderkin on there. The downfall, what I've been looking at when I look at my losses, what I've played against, what I've struggled into, a lot of it came down to enemies that would smoke in AOC. And so the AP2 of the Thunderkin was kind of really letting me down into a lot of things. Plus, I'm playing Hearthband. It really seemed like the math wasn't really skewing in my favor over, we're talking 40, 50 games here of stripping cover for AP4 Plasma to go into that. So with that event, what we decided to test the theory. Like, hey, if I don't strip cover, right, because I'm not bringing a lot of AP0 or AP1 anymore, and if we just push through it with AP4 Plasma, like what can we do? And the results speak for themselves. We did quite well in that event. Now, I would have liked to have gotten some more data and some more practicing on that with this difference of a list, but unfortunately, that's just how life is. So that brings us to now the TEO and what we're bringing there, and it's a little. It's what I call a little bit of refinement on there, and I'll kind of give the reasons why, what's going on. So this is the Hearthband list that we'll be taking to TEO this Friday. We have Beer Angerson as our warlord. The great lone op can revive individual character that the opponent will have to answer, or I'm just going to score 5 points primary essentially on an objective every turn. We have Barrick Stormbrow. So he came out at 110, and one, we didn't have him built or painted for that weekend event. But when he dropped down to 95, I started taking a real hard look at this guy. And so he allows essentially a 5-man berserk unit to come up to a 10. And so now when you talk about, we got rid of the Thunderkin, that was a lot of my damage 3, my anti-vehicle, anti-monster 3 up. Well, I'm going to bring it on this guy. Oh, now he's damage 4 base. Sure, 4 attacks, but he's hitting on 2s. And then he's going to be wounding those monster vehicles on 3s. Rerolling 1s, of course, because of the detachment. Or if he's going to, if we go into something, some intercessor squads or something like that. Now I got 8 attacks, right? And he's bringing sustained with his unit as well on there. So pretty excited to have him in the list. And again, I'll be honest, I didn't get to play with him. So these 7 games, the TEO will be our first rodeo with him. But I really like the way he fits in to my list, the design, and he brings the things to the table that I'm really looking for. We're going to bring an Arcanist Evaluator. This guy overperformed again last weekend. Being able to natively jump himself up to AP3 means that even with cover and AOC, hey, I'm still getting AP1 into targets and that flat damage 3 for shooting attacks, the ability to sustain himself, super good, and he hits on 2s natively. So I'm a big fan of this Evaluator, and in future iterations of this list, I could see myself definitely running more. I do have 2 more. Only one of them is painted. The other guy, I put the Wily Robotnik head on him, Dr. Wily head, but I have not painted him. I'm not very good with faces. We're going to run a call with Bastion Shield. The AOC within 12, push it out to 18. It is very strong. I'm a big fan of that. And we're still going to rock the E-Champ with the hammer and the Iron Skin for 2 extra wounds. He's my mini Demon Prince. Big fan. We have the 10 Warriors, again, still Iron Blasters with the High-Las Auto Gun and the Missile Launcher. We got two plans with them. So depending on the mission and the layout, we'll either see both of these inside a Sagittar, or we'll see one split, cover my home to sticky it to move around. We're still keeping 3 Sagittars with High-Las. So we're going to be maintaining, again, AP3 minimum, right? That's where we're at. That's kind of like the name of the game here. I was trying to get as much AP as possible to push through. We're going to have a Capricus carrier to split my 1 unit of Jaegers, but again with shotguns and missile and the sniper rifle there. We're going to have 2 sets of 5 of the Berserks that are going to have the concussion mauls. Again, the plan is for Buri to lead one of those, but now if I play against a Drukhari army or Eldar or whatnot, which we do have 5 Drukhari and 3 Eldar coming up to at this TEO, then he'll obviously split, right? Because his 8 attacks with sustain will carry him through the day as he's going about his business. We're going to have then 2 10-man of the Hearth Guard. And what we decided to do here is we went all plasma again, right? And then we upgraded everyone to concussion fist or maul, excuse me, if they call it. And then we're gonna have the still the concussion hammer on them, and then another 5-man as well, and then 2 units of pioneers. I would have loved to kept the defender. I really liked that 70-point unit to bait a reaction out to do something, but we just didn't have the points, and I valued 2 bikes over 1 unit of the pioneers and one of the defenders. But that's where we're at with this one. I'm working on breaking down the TEO. We got 150 players in there. I've started to sift through the data. List went live today. So I'm gonna start going through there, but it's surprising. I mean, there's 15 tile. That's no surprise to anybody. But the next highest army representative is actually Leagues of Votann. We're gonna have 11 Leagues of Votann players. Pretty cool. And then the next after that, I believe it goes 10 Necrons. So super excited to kind of see how this plays out. Obviously, last year after the April event, we went to the finals and sadly got third. We lost by 1 point. And then, of course, tiebreakers that busted us down to third, with Mark Perry getting second and Tony with guard getting first. So we're hoping to do well, right? To hopefully replicate our success we had before. Obviously, in October, we took Spirit Conclave and got 9th, I think it was, or 10th. I don't know. We went 5-1. So hopefully we can continue that trend, keep going on there. And the most exciting part, obviously, is we'll be there streaming. Christy's going to be running the cameras and working all that madness, zooming in, zooming out, and I'll be playing. So super excited there. Joe from War Games Live will be there as well. So pumped to see him. Always a good time, especially because they canceled Rocky Top this year. So I was like, oh crap, I'm probably not going to get over there and do that. So I'll be giving some rundowns of some lists, kind of like what we do. I usually go over like the locals, kind of what their list they bring and whatnot, kind of motivate them, get some cheer and stuff. Like some guys that probably don't, I don't get a lot of spotlight. Obviously, I only have like 100 some subscribers or whatnot, but get those guys out there, kind of pump them up. So super excited for this one. And I will look forward to posting another video. Maybe tomorrow, could be Wednesday. It all depends on work. Some days are longer than others. But thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Peace.